the world repopulated. Verse 1 establishes the baseline for a newly cleansed world. The floodwaters have receded, the ark has rested, and God's mandate to be fruitful and multiply is swinging into motion. Verse 1. Now this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And sons were born to them after the flood, the line of Japheth, the coastland peoples. We begin the breakdown with the descendants of Japheth, who expanded outward into the northern and western regions. Moving through verses 2 to 4, the narrative logs the foundational families. Verse 2. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Verse 3. The sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. Verse 4. The sons of Javan were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. Verse 5 gives us the structural overview of how this branch of humanity established their territories, showing that diversity in geography and language was part of God's expanding blueprint. Verse 5. From these, the coastland peoples of the Gentiles were separated into their lands, everyone according to his language, according to their families, into their nations, the line of Ham. Mighty warriors and ancient kingdoms. Next, the focus shifts to the descendants of Ham. This lineage heavily shaped the geopolitics of the ancient Near East, producing major empires and historical rivals of Israel. Verses 6 and 7 list the primary sons and grandsons. Verse 6. The sons of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Verse 7. The sons of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabtecha. And the sons of Rama were Sheba and Dedan. Then, the narrative breaks its standard rhythm to highlight a highly influential, larger-than-life figure in verses 8 and 9. Nimrod, history's first imperial empire builder. Verse 8. Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. Verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. Verses 10, 11, and 12 trace the exact geographical sprawl of Nimrod's ambition. He didn't just build a city, he established kingdoms that would define world history. Verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. The Chronicle of Ham continues in verses 13 and 14, introducing families like Mizraim, the biblical name for Egypt, and the early roots of the Philistines. Verse 13. Mizraim begot Ludim, Anamim, Lahabim, and Naphtuhim. Verse 14. Pathrusim and Casluhim, from whom came the Philistines, and Caphtorim. Now we look at Canaan's line, detailed in verses 15 through 18. These names will reappear constantly throughout the Old Testament as the tribes inhabiting the Promised Land. Verse 15. Canaan begot Sidon his firstborn, and Heth. Verse 16. The Jebusite, the Amorite, and the Girgashite. Verse 17. The Hivite, the Archite, and the Sinite. Verse 18. The Arvadite, the Zemarite, and the Hamathites. Afterward, the families of the Canaanites were dispersed. Verse 19 outlines their precise ancient borders. Verse 19. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as you go toward Gerar, as far as Gaza. Then as you go toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, as far as Lasha. Verse 20 neatly packages the entire Hamite legacy. Verse 20. These were the sons of Ham, according to their families, according to their languages, in their lands, and in their nations. The line of Shem, the covenant line. Finally, we arrive at the line of Shem, the lineage through which the biblical narrative ultimately flows toward Abraham and the nation of Israel. Verse 21 introduces him with emphasis on his connection to Eber, Verse 21. And children were born also to Shem, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth the elder. Verses 22, 23, and 24. Trace the line downward through the generations. Verse 22. The sons of Shem were Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. Verse 23. The sons of Aram were Uz, Hol, Gether, and Mash. Verse 24. Arphaxad begot Salah, and Salah begot Eber. Verse 25 delivers a fascinating historical marker that clues us into what was happening concurrently across the globe. Verse 25. To Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Verse 26. Joktan begot Almodad, Sheleph, Hazarmaveth, Jerah. Verse 27. Hadoram, Uzal, Dikla. Verse 28. Obal, Abimael, Sheba. Verse 29. Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Verse 30 and 31 mark their geographical home and close out the Semitic family branch. Verse 30. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as you go toward Sephar, a mountain of the east. Verse 31. These were the sons of Shem, according to their families, according to their languages, in their lands, and according to their nations. We close out the chapter with verse 32, a grand summary showing how a single family on an ark became the global tapestry of the ancient world. What is our modern take for today? At first glance, Genesis 10 feels like a dry history lesson, full of unpronounceable names and long-forgotten borders. But beneath the surface lies a profound truth. This is the family tree of humanity. In a world that is so deeply divided by race, nationality, and borders, Genesis 10 strips away the division and reminds us of our shared origin. Every single culture, language, and individual traces back to the exact same home. More importantly, it demonstrates that God details history with absolute precision. He cares about names, He tracks lineages, and He orchestrates the boundaries of nations. You are not a random accident floating through a chaotic timeline. The same God who mapped out the paths of Noah's sons has purposefully and intentionally placed you in this specific moment in history. Let us close in prayer. Lord, thank you for being a God of order, purpose, and detail. When we read the names of those who built the ancient world, we are reminded that you see us, you know our stories, and you have appointed the exact times and places for us to live. Help us to see others through the lens of our shared humanity, and give us the wisdom to build lives that honor your kingdom rather than our own pride. Amen. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next verse.